Hello, happy Halloween. Okay, it is October 31st, 2017, and it is Halloween today, hence my lovely shirt. It really brings out the themes of the holiday, and that it's a shirt that I got for myself because it's orange, and I like orange, so I'm trying to be on theme here, even though my rebranding has gone to pink. So first, I am Mahlena Ray Johnson, and this is Write Your First Book with Mahlena. Today we are talking about Black people have Tyler Perry. What about us? Question mark? Frowny face? Hypervisibility, non-Black people of color, and why you need to write your first book. So, as I start off every video, if you're thinking about writing your first book, please start writing now while you're watching this video. Get out your phone and start typing in notes. Get out a pen or pencil and a notebook and a piece of paper and write down everything that you want to write down. Or type on your computer if you are watching this video on a computer. And then second, I'm supposed to introduce myself. Again, I'm Mahlena Ray Johnson, and I went to Loyola Marymount University for film school, and then I went to University of Southern California for business school, where I got my MBA in marketing, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. So I am immensely qualified to help you write your first book. All right, so let's get to the topic of today. Black people have Tyler Perry. What about us? And we're talking about people of color that are not Black right now. So I was having a conversation with my spouse and explaining one of the things that I said in the previous video, that when I showed him what I was working on in my fourth book, Love It a Luau. Yeah, I also forgot that I wrote 3 books, and this is going to be my 4th one. That's also why I'm qualified. So I'm writing my 4th book, and I showed him pages before. And I suggested to him, is your feedback that there are not enough tall gingers? And he said, there is a right number of tall gingers, 0. And I talked about how he has, as a white man with hair, the sky's the limit, he has more content than he could ever consume that is targeted to him that he can see himself in. And then, as I was saying that, before he went to sleep, because I wanted to harass him some more, I talked about the fact that I, as a Black woman, have a lot of content as well, both in TV and movies and books. There's a lot of content out there featuring Black people in general, and on a smaller scale, Black women, and there is a lot of it. However, it is not all of quality. It does not provide a grand representation of all the facets of Black womanhood, as every Black woman is her own individual, and we cannot be lumped together, even if we're in the same city. We're different peoples coming from different backgrounds with different interests and all that stuff. Now, those two things are real. There is a lot of content. Not all of it is quality, and not all of it is comprehensive, and not all of it is consistent. That all said, there is also lots of drawbacks to being a Black woman, because other people, as I like to say, rule number 3 in Mahlena's Guide to Life, people are terrible, but you seem great. So let me explain hypervisibility to you as it pertains to Black people. Black people do have a lot of representation in media. However, a lot of it is not good. Also, we are targeted as the face of racism. When it's Black people, you must be talking about race. Or when racism is brought up, it's what can we do to help Black people? Let's put a Black person in this show. But then they're also highly targeted for racist acts like killing Black people, beating them, being mean to them, touching their hair. Like, what was that? Okay. So there's a lot of visibility, both good and bad, and a lot of it attempting to be good but ending up being bad. How does this affect non-Black people of color? Well, For instance, during the Oscars So White hashtag that April Rain created on Twitter, incidences that occurred in the news when that got more attention, there were some people of color who are not Black, who are in various entertainment industries and outside of them as well, saying, well, what about us? And it was very quickly clarified to them that Oscars So White does not mean Oscars Not Black. It means Oscars So White, where's everybody else? Not just Black people. Where are other people who are not white in this discussion? And some people took it as, well, how come there isn't a hashtag for us? And then some Black people on Twitter said, well, then make your hashtag. What? No one's stopping you from doing this. And there's a lot of antagonism between and amongst, there's antagonism between Black groups of Black people and non-Black people of color because of perceived, because of perceived favoritism or attention. And I mean, this is a really big topic, so it's hard for me to cover in just a few minutes, and I try to keep these videos as short as possible so that people actually watch them. Eventually I'll make them as long as anybody wants, because I'll be super famous and people just listen to whatever I have to say all the time. But for now, succinctly, I want to say that there's a lot of assumptions. As I told someone once, I noticed that every group feels like someone else is doing better or getting more than some other marginalized group. Like, I remember going to a conference on Latinos in digital media, and a prominent Hispanic artist, I'll call him, he's an actor, said that Black people really have it together. They go out and support their movies, and we as Hispanic people just don't do that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Wait, what? You think that Black people are all organized seeing all these movies? And he actually referenced Tyler Perry, not saying that Tyler Perry meant that Black people were taken care of and that's it, but he mentioned that when Tyler Perry has a movie, that a lot of Black people come out and support it, and that is true. Not all Black people support Tyler Perry, though, and that is, he's a huge controversial icon, especially among I guess the bougie Black population of elder millennials like myself and younger Gen Xers that are very divided as to what Tyler Perry means and who he is to Black people, and what does that mean, white Hollywood says about Black people. But there are lots of people left out of this conversation in general. Those people who are often of Middle Eastern and North African descent, people of Asian descent, the whole continent, not just East Asia, so people of South Asian descent are included in that, people of Hispanic descent who may not recognize that lots of those Black people that you see are also Hispanic and Latino, and the who gets to be the Black person in the role, and there's so many conversations that should be happening instead of all these marginalized groups fighting for an unsatisfactory piece of pies. We should be talking about how to make more pies for everyone, instead of just saying, well, you got this and that Black person's there, and look at that, look at Denzel over there, and where's our Wakanda? And I'm like, I don't even, that the whole discussion needs to be had, but it needs to be a thoughtful one. So if you happen to be a non-Black of color watching this video and you're saying, well, where's my Black Panther? I don't know where your Black Panther is. I'm wondering where my Black Panther is, because as much as I enjoy Black people doing lots of superhero stuff, I'd like to see them just having fun, doing comedy, maybe not fighting, because I'm not a person who advocates for violence. Where's my non-violent Black Panther? That would maybe I should have a non-violent something else. So even though it feels like Black people are represented, we are, but we're not represented well or fully. And we could include white women in this, and that they have certain roles to play in Hollywood, and it feels like there's a lot of them, but they're all competing for those same small roles. That when Reese Witherspoon gets nominated for Best Actress in a movie, and she was a supporting actor to Joaquin Phoenix playing Johnny Cash, that's a problem. When she has an amazing performance in Wild that I didn't see, I did read the book, and it's completely diminished over some other random white guy playing some British guy, then that's a problem too. It's not to say that everybody is equally represented, but we do need to talk about that instead of fighting with each other over model minority status, this, English or Spanish in schools here. Like, there needs to be more conversation. So I want you to start writing about it, even if it seems kind of angry. That's okay. Start writing your feelings down. So I'm talking to you, fellow writers. I want to hear your stories about what you have to say, and I want us to have more conversations about this, and I want us to have more stories out there so that people feel like, hey, I can see me over here. Maybe we can all see each other together and it'll be okay. So leave me a comment or email me at writeyourfirstbookwithmahlena@gmail.com, or PM me or message me. Just let me know what you are doing. That is my action statement for today. Let me know your stories, whether they're angry or not, or really happy. I want to hear your stories so that everyone who feels marginalized, and people who actually feel marginalized. So if you're a white man with hair, I mean, you could write your story, but I'm not gonna really take it as seriously as a multiply marginalized woman. So I want you all to write down your thoughts, share them, and I will read them because I haven't gotten any comments yet on this video. So please email me, leave a comment, PM me, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.